Alright, well, welcome back everybody. My name's Andrew and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life. So today we are going to get started on our fall garden. However, it has been an absolute struggle to find plants yet again. So back earlier this summer, I typically buy certain types of vegetables and peppers, things like that, and plants. I struggled earlier this year. I drove around to about 6 different stores yesterday and still could not get like certain types of lettuce and things like that I wanted. It's already too late in the year to start from seed now. That's something I'm gonna have to really try to learn and start doing next year. But I did get cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower, things like that that we love planting for the winter. So we need to get it in the ground. But first and foremost, let me show you all this garden. Oh man, it looks bad, so bad. All right, so I'm embarrassed even to show this, but wow, I haven't been out here, y'all. There's still old squash and zucchini laying over there. I have just let this garden go. It's a disaster, an absolute disaster. So the only thing left growing out here is some random peppers that decided to come up on their own, and I'm probably gonna leave them because, well, heck, they're putting on good peppers. So we'll start eating those. And the okra over here, I just let it go and it's still doing its best to produce. But as you can see, a lot of that okra died back. Now I won't clean this bed out today because okra has a bad tendency when it's still green and living like this somewhat. You go to pull it up, it'll take every bit of soil out of this bed with it. But I have found if I let this bed die off all through winter and go pull the okra stalks out come springtime, the roots are gone, they've done rotted away, and it doesn't take all your soil with it. So I'm gonna leave this bed alone. But the rest of this looks horrible. Now the majority of my fall garden planting, I can probably put like in a single bed just like this. There, we even got a potato deciding to come up. So we'll clean some of these out. I could wind up going into one other bed like say this one, but we just don't plant a big fall garden. It's just not what we do. Typically these type of vegetables don't freeze well anyway, so we try to eat them fresh. And once we get our first frost or two, they're done with anyways. Hopefully in the future, I'll have me a high tunnel. That's something I've been dreaming about, and maybe even a tiny little greenhouse to start seeds in the winter for next spring. So, where do we even start? How are we gonna clean all this up? Fire, baby, fire. That's how we're gonna clean this up. Say hello to my little friend. All right, so to those of y'all that are new to the channel, you're probably wondering what in the heck am I doing right here? So believe it or not, this is how I weed my garden, with a propane weeder. All you gotta do is quickly sweep over green grass, green weeds, things like that, or some of this dried up stuff. It burns it right up. But just quickly sweep over the green grass. It breaks down the cellular structure in that grass or weed. You keep on moving. It still looks green. It still looks somewhat normal behind you. But the thing of it is, you'll come back out here literally in a few hours, and that stuff will be wilted, brown, and almost gone. Then you can let it dry in the sun for a couple days, come back out here, do a quick sweep over the garden again with this. All the material, the matter burns up, it's gone. You spent no time digging, no time bending over, nothing like that. And most importantly, you spent zero time out here putting Roundup or glyphosate or questionable herbicides all around your vegetables and in your garden. I have found propane weeding to be very successful. Now, it's got drawbacks. I've got to tow the tank around, which is no big deal in this cart. It's extremely hot. I can feel the heat big time. And sometimes you have to make 2 passes, but it's safe, it's environmentally friendly, and it makes me feel good about the vegetables that I'm putting in my body as well. Not to mention burning all that stuff up in the beds, putting ash and all that. It's probably good for the soil too. And I'm going quick enough that there is no risk of it burning my mulch. There's no risk of it burning my wooden beds. Plus, we've been getting a lot of rain around here lately, so I'm not concerned about this fire at all. So it'll burn up all this junk in here that I don't have to do anything with now except the corn stalks. I'll just come back and gently pull out by hand. No big deal, but all the vines and other crud that I hate dealing with, it's vanishing right before my eyes. And green patches like this right here that I'm getting, just sweep over it until you hear it crackle, pop, and wilt a little. Done. Come back out here in a day or so and those green weeds will be gone. All right, just like that, this bed is good enough. So the biggest request that Tiffany had this year was for cabbage. So cabbage grows really well down here, and these Bonnie hybrids usually do really good. But like I said, I struggled. I absolutely struggled trying to find good plants anywhere. Whenever I was finding these trays that are 6-pack, a lot of them only had 3 to 4 plants in it. Plants didn't look good. They don't have good root systems. Even what I bought looks decent, but doesn't look amazing. So I'm a little worried about that. But we're gonna try. Tiffany is still out treating patients. She drives around from town to town. So she's gonna look at some other towns, because where I'm really hurting is lettuce. Lettuce grows awesome here in the fall, and I don't have much lettuce as it is now. But we love salads, we love lettuce. So I'd love to find some more of that. So as far as these cabbages go, they get kind of big. I might put 3 to a row. That's probably pushing it, but I think we can do it. Man, this soil still looks nice, rich, and dark. I've got to work on some compost for next year though. I've got to get my butt in gear on that. So just put them in by hand, pack them, get any air pockets out. Keep going. Now last year I struggled with cabbage. We actually wound up having, look like army worms or something really late in the year, and rabbits, because I planted outside of this garden last year. I typically try to plant over near our shop that's right there, because it's got a south facing metal wall. And that wall heats up, so if you wind up with a night with a bunch of frost and it's really cold, it really seems to help with that north wind, with the frost, and that wall holds some heat. But decided this year I'm just going to plant inside this garden, because believe it or not, I've still got peppers, and now tomatoes are coming back over there. It doesn't look good, the garden bed's full of weeds over there because I just let it go. But now that it started cooling back off some, even though it's going to be 90 degrees today, the plants over there are springing back to life. They're happy. They're not as burnt up anymore. We had that little cool snap last week. All right, so next right here we'll put some cauliflower in. And I am not impressed with the way these plants look either. These last cabbages look really bad. I don't know if they'll make it. This cauliflower does not look good either. I know we had some crazy weather and all last year, but Bonnie's better get it together with their plants, or it's going to entice more people like me to starting to think about growing more and more stuff from seed myself and quit relying on these plants. It's just been so hard to get them, and they don't look good when you do get them, and the price has been going up. All right, next we'll put some broccoli in. And we are out of room in that other bed, so I'll come over here, get this one cleaned and loosened up. We'll start some lettuce in here. All right, so we'll start with some red romaine. I don't know if I've ever planted this before, but to be honest with you, I could not find your typical green romaine, so I just thought I would try this. I have found I can plant my lettuce close together. Probably plant it closer together than what you're seeing me do right here. It seems to do just fine. Now this right here is a head lettuce, which we typically don't plant, but again, I just struggle in finding stuff, so we're gonna plant it. Alright, so let me finish cleaning all this up. We'll go dump it. And the last thing to do is water this in, and we have started our fall garden. But we've started. We still have a lot of work to do to clean all this up and hopefully get some more stuff to plant as well. Alright, well that's kind of a wrap for this episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. We will continue to work on the garden. It won't take but another day or two of work out here to get it looking good. I'm going to let all this stuff die off that I just burned up today. We'll kind of do another full garden cleaning. Tiffany's still looking for us some vegetables. We'll clean out another one of these beds. Hopefully we're going to get more lettuce, put that in. That's what I'm really wanting. And I'll kind of keep y'all updated as all this stuff grows. That little garden behind me, that is a full weed disaster, believe it or not. It still has tomatoes growing in it. They just started growing again. Banana peppers, jalapenos, and some bell peppers. Now, it doesn't look the world's best because I've let it go, hadn't been watering it, doing nothing. Then we got that cool snap last week, and it kind of brought everything back to life, including these peppers that popped up on their own. So I'll continue to water this stuff. We'll eat peppers as long as we can. I may even start cutting okra again, throwing a little water over there, and get some fresh okra for a couple meals until that completely dies off. In another month or two here, we'll clean all that up next spring. That's when we'll do a full garden cleaning and you know, kind of make this thing look good again, get ready for the big garden next spring. Thank y'all so much for watching. Catch you on the next video.